That's it. Go on. Yeah. Where's our guest? That's what you have to contribute. So for the past 2 years, that's all you do. You come in like it's not like. Are we here at your service?
Yes,
So where's our guest? Are you not part of the podcast too?
I am.
So why don't you get a guest?
But you're a control freak, David.
Oh God, Daniel. And why do you make it weird? My neighbours happen to be young women, and so if I talk to them, suddenly I'm a pervert.
Well,
I mean, I am, but that's neither here nor there. But although, what is perverted about a 59-year-old man talking to 24-year-old women?
nothing. Only
It's quite.
you look a bit desperate.
Well, talk about pot calling the kettle a colour.
Oh yeah.
Because
You're like a pot without water.
You're desperate. You're desperate for love, as you said so yourself.
When did I say that?
Amor desperado. But it is quite confusing because women's bodies at that age are very, shall we say, ripe.
Fertile.
But their brains are very, very young, so that they don't. You know what I mean? It doesn't really, But the bodies are great though. Not that the brains aren't great, but they're young and they're just young. Like, it's weird.
David, be careful what you say.
I'm just saying it'd be great if the 59-year-old women had bodies like that.
And what about me?
Huh?
Huh?
We're gonna have to cut all this. It makes no sense. I'm just saying it's confusing.
To you.
But it's funny, like,
Not to
I
else.
forget how I look. That's the other thing. I forget I look as old as I do, right? And I was standing outside the Crackdown, the Workman's Club last night, and I saw this guy. I mean, looks old. He was older, but he looked older than me. And you could see him circling these two much younger women and trying to figure out how to sort of wangle his way into a conversation or something. And it just, like, are you not aware of what you're offering them versus what they're offering you? It's a very, very, very bad exchange. It's like going to a car meet, and there's a Porsche there, and he's driving up in a beaten up old Toyota, and you're going, do you want to swap the Toyota for the Porsche? Are you out of your fucking mind? Look at the state of your car. The wheels are falling off. It's all fucking rusty. The engine doesn't work. It has no clutch. Look at that fucking Porsche. What planet are you on? But guys are so confident, or some guys are so lacking in any self-awareness that they don't realize that what they're driving around in, i.e. their body or how they look, is just a beaten up piece of shit that nobody wants to ride.
You call it delusional.
Yeah, but then again, if that Toyota Corolla or that beaten up piece of shit box of a car has got tons of money in it, I guess, then it's suddenly...
it's elevated.
Yeah.
I think you should follow your own advice, David.
Yeah.
You just perfectly...
Well, that's why I get my teeth done. I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to get my body into shape. I'm trying to fix my car.
Where's that Porsche?
I'm trying to fix my car.
Oh yeah, but you also have to drive one.
What?
Well, you are a car, but you also have to drive a car.
Yeah.
A flashy car. You need a flashy car.
Can you translate Hannah, please, for Daniel, for me?
Yeah, I think she's saying not only do you need to repair your body, but you need a flashy car as well.
Oh, you mean, i.e., a woman?
No, just an actual car. Like, you need a.
Oh, an actual real car.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Daniel. He's so good.
I mean, how you can?
Because Daniel.
Oh
no, I didn't realize.
Hasselhoff, remember the video? David Hasselhoff.
Stop Hasselhoffing me. Stop gaslighting me. My name is Gary Gaslight. Yeah, go on.
Oh, he's big in Germany, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his video where he drives the car, and what was the word?
He took down the Berlin Wall, I think.
He was there in 1989. I was in New York, actually, when the Berlin Wall came down. I'm heading over to New York on Sunday with Paul Chowdhury and...
Good for you.
And Mark Rothman, who owns the Top Secret Comedy Club. But, yeah, of course, Paul Chowdhury, the most prestigious club in New York, apparently, is the Comedy Cellar. And on a given night, you could have Adam Sandler or Louis C.K. or who's the other guy from Boston? The ginger-haired guy.
Oh, yes. What's his name?
You could have these guys walking in and doing sets. But anyway, but the only way to get into these clubs is you have to get recommended. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, to perform.
Yeah, you have to have somebody who is a regular, who is vetted, who is a regular in this club, and then they have to say, or maybe two other comedians have to say, yeah, this guy David McSavage is good. But anyway, Paul is what's his name?
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. Paul Chowdhury is doing 4 nights, so he's because the Comedy Cellar has 3 different venues. Anyway, and he's just telling me, oh yeah, mate, yeah, got 5 nights in the fucking Comedy Cellar. Well, that's good news for you, Paul. You know what I mean? It's good news for you.
And what are you gonna be doing? Watching?
Yeah, what am I going to be doing? Just like is this a fucking Paul Chowdhury fan club? We're flying over to New York to watch him perform in the Comedy Cellar. Anyway, I wish him.
Is he paying you at least for doing that?
Is he paying me what, Hannah?
To watch his performance.
Can you translate that, Daniel?
No, I don't think Paul is going to pay David to just watch him.
I'm so glad Daniel's here. He's my producer. Oh yeah, and then Hannah says, God, look at the chin. All the tension in her chin. And then Hannah says the other day, she says, good for you. As if like I frivolously wanted to go over to New York. I kind of had agreed and I'll try and figure out something to do over there. But anyway, I'd love you to come to New York. Because you're a very good travel companion.
Yeah.
What's going on now, Daniel? Can you translate Hannah?
Well, I don't know. This is like some woman thing.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah. Let's introduce the podcast.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage and Hannah Gnat.
And my young prince, Daniel Andrews. Part of a political dynasty that has shaped the history of Ireland and has made it impossible for poor people to buy houses, me included. It's my fault, really. You are the future, Daniel. Any girls on the horizon?
No, not at the moment. But I'm not really I'm not trying.
He's not desperate, what he's saying. He's open, he's welcoming, but he's not desperate.
That's usually when love comes to town. When you're not looking for it, it comes at you. You might be in a cafe. Hello, my name is Annika. I'm from Finland. Hello. Do you like to come with me to a sauna so you can see my big clitoris?
That would have to happen in Scandinavian countries because I don't think they have saunas in
it's a wild
Ireland.
It's a wild name, isn't it? Clitoris. It sounds
clitoris.
like rhinoceros.
Clitoris. Yeah, very mysterious.
Clitheroe. Is that a surname? Clitheroe.
I don't know. It could be.
Yeah. Aer Lingus. Aer Lingus. Clitoris. Fingless. Fingers. Mingles. Measles.
Well, the whole body is mysterious.
The United States dropped bunker buster bombs in Iran. I saw a video of how effective these bombs are. They're dropped, and the bomb, the casing is heavier than the actual ordnance inside the bomb. And the idea is that it can go through like reinforced concrete, like 100 feet or something. And so, I mean, so this thing is just dropped and it just buries it. It just drills. I don't know how it does it, but it's so
the drones are used to.
No, these B-52, not these. What do they call them? Those stealth bombers, Daniel.
Yeah.
So these stealth, the radar signature on these stealth bombers it's like a B. It doesn't show up on radar. So these things, if you even see them in the air, they don't look aerodynamic. I mean, they look.
I think it's called a B-52 bomber.
Yeah, but it's a stealth B-52 bomber.
Yeah.
So they carry. But you see them in the air, and apparently they're not piloted like a normal plane because the surface area is so weird, so that it's all very computer aided. And but if you see a stealth bomber, your eyes even are sliding over it. It's like,
okay,
what the fuck? Anyway, so this thing, so it traveled from an air base in the United States, right, and it went all the way from the United States to Iran and back. But the only way that it could get to Iran was to be refueled in the air. So then if you think about, then refueling planes, but they also have to be protected. And then the planes that are protecting the refueling planes, there's aircraft carriers. So there's this whole suite of protection and logistics. I mean, it is phenomenal. It doesn't matter whether you agree or disagree. You're just saying just how they achieve this thing. So this stealth bomber goes all the way to Iraq, knows exactly, like pinpoint accuracy. This thing just penetrates concrete. I don't know how it does it. 100, 200 feet of concrete and destroys their nuclear capabilities.
Yeah, but there was 9 people or casualties.
How did they know that?
I don't know. They announced that they killed 9 people.
Yeah.
What is the collateral damage?
And then Iran bombed, a United States base
in Qatar.
In Qatar, but they kind of let them know that they kind of had to save face and so on. But I don't know. I mean, anyway, one thing's for sure: all we can do is observe, and we never know the full story either.
No.
Nobody knows what the power brokers, the movers and shakers, the people behind the scenes, like what's actually happening,
I think people are so desensitized to whatever is happening. It's just like they're watching like a video game. They're not really bothered that much, because it's going for so long, and bomb here, bomb there.
Yeah, people are constantly online making like World War III jokes and all that.
Yeah, well, that's one way of dealing with the horror, isn't it? Just, because, I mean, that's one thing that they can't fuck with. They can't sort of bomb inside our heads and our sense of humor. And that is a healthy sign of mental well-being, is to dance on the possibility of Armageddon.
You better be prepared and laugh at it.
I hate to always go on about like concentration camps, but I've heard that gallows humor was in place. In the worst of human conditions, I'm sure. So the human brain, the human brain can endure an awful lot. I don't want to. The idea of people, I know we always go down this route, but the biggest disgusting and horrific thing for me is just thinking of little children. Us parents, all we have to do is think of our own Daniel, our own Jack, and when they were little kids. I mean, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? So it's horrible. But then again, that's what's beautiful about actual nature. I remember being in Cuba in the Caribbean Sea and in coral and swimming around coral and see these little schools of all kinds of colourful fish. It was like paradise. And this place has existed for hundreds of thousands of years outside of human history. It is its own ecosystem, its own reality, its own history. So, I mean, we're not the only game in town, folks. We're not the only rodeo. We think we're so important. And then, I saw this great film there the other day, Contact, with Matthew McConaughey, and there was just a great shot of the Earth, and then it pulls out from the Earth, and it goes past the Moon, then it goes past Mars, and then it goes past Saturn, goes past it, and just keeps on pulling away, and the Earth is just disappearing, and then it's a galaxy. And so the Earth, you can't even see this huge galaxy, and then it pulls, and then there's thousands of galaxies, and that's just in a tiny fraction of the universe, and then it pulls back. So that gives me a lot of comfort somehow. I just love it. I loves it. So all our, this stuff happening and this thing happening. The tropical fish, they're going to be, we might destroy the whole world, but, the world may just regenerate itself. It could.
I think it will.
It will regenerate itself.
Like
and if life has happened here, I mean, I think that the world, the way, like all these little planets and things, the way that person won 250 million euro by insane odds. That's how I think the Earth has manifested, has come into existence. Just that it happened to be in this Goldilocks position around the sun, and this happened and that happened and these conditions, and then something happened. Chemistry. It's extraordinary. So we are lottery winners. The fact that we are here, breathing and living. But what do we do with it? We try to fucking catch each other out. We tried to, cancel each other and things like that. And
that's so trivial. But
it's so trivial. And a lot of these people who protest, they don't care about being effective. They just want to appear to be right.
Yeah.
And they are cowards.
Yeah.
And they will not be remembered. They will have no legacy. They hate people like me who are full of creativity. And they want to cut and clip our wings. But I'll tell you something, Daniel. I'm a force of nature. And
you live for thousands of years.
Yeah, but I am a force of nature. I've been all through, people are trying to kick you down, put you down because you don't fit in, you don't follow. And these people that are trying to clip your wings, look at them. They follow these prescribed routes and they, buy a few houses and that's their fucking existence. And they divide them up into 6 fucking rooms and then they drive around in their little Mercedes and collect and rent and think they're Billy Big Balls because they're a fucking landlord. Fuck off! Fuck off!
But you know what? Like, technology has improved, advanced so much that we live in times, the best time you could ever live.
Yeah.
So even though there's poverty, still there's the biggest amount of people who are actually doing really well.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, say that again.
So even though we still have poverty, still people dying from hunger.
Yeah.
So but percentage-wise, there's the most amount of people are doing really well.
Yeah.
Like never ever in the human history.
And the best way you can be effective and contribute to society is be kind of a bit useful and whatever it is,
I think if you
be kind to people in your little area.
Yourself,
yeah. Instead of making these big stupid pronouncements and trying anyway. But I will everyone who has ever fucked me over, I will get them back because I am I am very defective. And I think the working title for this new project that I'm working on is called Normal Town. And there was a reference from a guy called Joseph Conrad who wrote Heart of Darkness, and he talked about the kind of normal people, the kind of shit that they've had to take and how compliant they've had to be makes them complicit in all the weird and devious shit that's going on in society. So these people like, hello, yeah, fine. He's the vampire. So, but you can only see it with the right lens. Because people are so afraid, they're so scared, they've been so shut down that they lose the ability to actually articulate what their actual thoughts, because they're afraid. And then after a while, you've been beaten down so much that you're just a fucking day walker. Well, not me.
Finally, Dave.
No, not me,
mate. Did you get off the fence?
No, not me. Not me. Not on my fucking watch. So I'm coming to get you. I'm coming, and I'm not kidding. And it's going to be so successful, puke is going to come up, and you're going to dribble a little bit of puke. And you will never be as successful as me because you're not talented. Okay? And by the way, there's nothing wrong with having a dream. Pick the right one. Work in a fucking pig farm. You're good at all that logistics, counting pigs coming into a pen and out of it, whatever the fuck. But stay away from me. But you can't stay away from me. But you can't tell me that you can't stay away from me because you're also a fucking coward. Fuck off. Or don't. Wish you well.
I've just listened to, I think Dave Chappelle, he's brilliant.
Yes.
Like he says things like no one else
Yeah.
dares to say. Like I was driving and he popped up and he said, you know what feminist movement needs? They need a male leader.
Yeah.
And you know, and he offers, I'm going to be your male leader.
Yeah.
I'm going to, take you to the promised land. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to make sure that you have equal pay and equal right.
Yeah.
And I just want in return that blowjob.
Yeah.
So he says, and then we go to the square one.
Yeah, there we go back to square one. But the point is, he is not a politician. He is not setting out a policy.
No.
Right. He's on the fucking fringes of society. He's a comedian. And these fucking idiots who look to him or pretending to look to him for fucking moral guidance or something. They're comedians. We're outliers. And we say mad shit because there's a shorthand as a stand-up comedian. In the same way when you're with your mates. That's the kind of thing you'd say to your mates and you get a laugh and it would just be among your mates. And it doesn't necessarily reflect your fucking values or what you believe in. It doesn't matter. It's comedy. You say the exact opposite.
No, but it is funny.
Yeah, but exactly. But you exaggerate to make a point. But then you will have these people, and it's only a tiny amount of people, and they put the fear in other people, and it's all like suppressed. But anyway, he's great. He's fantastic.
So,
and then, by the way, that stuff will never, and they will never win. There will always be a little fight between the terminally collapsed fuckers and people who are actually creative and got something to say and are interesting. There will always be those stair criers. When I was a kid growing up, you'd go to a house party, there'd be a room there, and then there'd be the stairs. And there'd be always somebody sitting on the stairs because they're not attractive. Somebody that they wanted to kiss was kissing somebody else. And so they're sitting on the stairs creating all this drama, and they have a few little idiots around them. And but the regular normal people, the regular people who are just having a good time, these people are fucking up our possibility of having a good time, and it's always been thus.
Unfortunately, that person on the stairs nowadays have more voice.
Yeah, exactly. That person should always be. They should just stay on the stairs. But unfortunately,
shut up.
It doesn't mean they shouldn't have a voice. They just shouldn't be listened to.
Yeah.
Stair criers.
Yeah, they could be exterminated.
Well, no. We don't, they have their place. They have their place. They do our accounts. They do, I don't know, the graphic designers, people like that. You know what I mean?
They stay on the stairs.
Yeah. People who work in advertising in Ireland. The worst ads ever. They keep on popping up. I could buy a subscription where these ads don't pop up, but I almost want them to pop up because it makes me so angry. And I just think about these people working in ads. We as Irish Life, it's the same ads have been pushed out, and these people who work in these advertising agencies, they walk among us with their heads held high. They believe that they are a member, and what they do actually, it's just like visually farting in our fucking artistic faces. They de-evolve us. They're terrible. Okay. What else is happening?
It sounds like an air conditioner or something.
Yeah. Daniel, what's happening in the music business?
That's the washing machine.
All right.
Daniel, what's happening in the music business?
What's happening in the music business?
Yeah.
The music business?
Yeah, like in music.
I saw a guy called Bobcat Goldthwait. Bobcat Goldthwait.
He's a comedian, isn't he?
Yeah. I saw him last night. It was very good, but he was talking about Robin Williams. He was a good friend of Robin Williams, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, what did he say?
And he said that Robin Williams had very aggressive dementia.
Oh yeah, I remember Robin Williams being on that kids show, BBC, what was it called?
Blue Peter?
No, with puppets. Daniel used to watch it a lot.
CBBC? Oh, Muppet Show?
No, it wasn't Muppet. It was like Muppet Show. Daniel, you used to watch it a lot.
I don't remember.
On the BBC?
Yes. Muppet Show? Where was the guy
Fraggle Rock?
In the bin?
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I thought it was one of the most clever show for kids.
Yeah.
And they had like guest comedians and entertainers. And Robin Williams was there as well.
He was a very good actor as well, Robin Williams. Although apparently he was accused a lot of stealing jokes. Did you hear about that, Daniel?
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, like he'd go into, like, when comedians knew that Robin Williams was in the club, a lot of them, they wouldn't do their best material or something.
Oh, because then he could deliver them maybe even better, or.
Well, yeah, and apparently, like, he'd pay, or his manager would pay. Anyway, there's lots of different stories, but apparently he did nick a lot of material. You know what I mean?
Well, I would let him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
But anyway, Bobcat Goldthwait lives here in Ireland, so maybe we should.
Is he American?
Yes. Yeah, he used to do like he's been around for a long time as a comedian. I've heard him on the Howard Stern show, stuff like that. Have you heard him on the Howard Stern show?
Well, yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Is he an actor as well? I don't know.
I remember him as a stand-up comedian. Yeah, he had a very unusual style of delivery. I mean, I can't even know. I wouldn't even know how to describe his comedy style. It's so unique. Okay. What else are we doing? How long have we been broadcasting? 15 minutes.
Too long?
Nearly a half an hour.
Oh, what about those grooming gangs? But it's going on for 20 years. And
well, I mean, it's so horrific, the idea of gangs or groups of men who would target...
They would target young girls
like what, how
underage. They started at the age of 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So they would take time to groom them, to lure them, give them presents, you know.
Oh, yeah. And then
pretend that they're friendly.
Right.
And then, you know, just give, invite them to parties, give them drugs, alcohol, you know, gang rape them.
Oh, stop. There's such darkness in this world.
Disgusting.
Such darkness in this world. Such darkness in this world.
We have to protect children and women.
Yes, absolutely.
You know?
But sorry, no, just Daniel said before we started broadcasting that Brendan Gleeson, there was a article saying that he was very critical of Micheál Martin.
Oh yeah, but
what did he say?
It was such a non.
It was just but why did you even mention it? It just popped
I don't know.
up.
No, it was just popped up on
your feed.
When I typed in news on Google, like that was one of the articles, you know that. But
what did he say about?
He just called him a moron.
Right, but that's that's a sign of a healthy democracy, that people can call the leaders of the country a fucking moron, and that's great. You know, that's the kind of country I would like to live in, because if Brendan Gleeson was an actor in Russia or China, Brendan Gleeson would be going for a bit of a walk somewhere.
Yeah, or Iran, maybe.
You know, so yes, he has his opinions. I mean, you know, Micheál Martin, for God's sake, you know what I mean? I mean, who wants to be in that position? Would you like to be a?
Yes.
You would.
I don't know.
I remember when I was a kid, because my dad was a TD for about 40 years, and as a child, walking around with my dad, you know, because he was. Obviously, when I was a kid, you know, I'd look up to my dad, literally, and I'd see how people behaved around him.
And you loved it.
Oh, yeah.
You were proud of him. I'm sure you were.
I loved it. And, you know, but I saw, it was just like, oh, yes, and how people behaved, and just, so I liked it. I felt, is that your son? And they'd, you know, be like, oh, hello.
Yeah. And you were still young and nice, and you still hold a lot of promise.
Yes.
And because your mom actually said that you start reading really early, like you were 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then.
But no, I was a bit of a, I was horrible to my siblings. So that's the thing I regret. I wish something had intervened or something had, but there you go.
There's no point crying over spilled milk. No, it's
why is that sent? Why is she? Can you help me out here, Daniel? When Hannah just looked at me and said, "There's no point crying over spilled milk." Why did that? What?
No, because David, you always say the same thing, but you can actually repair.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, I was listening to something about the ego. The only way the ego can exist is regretting the past and looking into the future or something. But it's actually, I heard a philosopher talk about the past. What actually is the past?
Just memories.
But no. But what is? But yeah, like our perception of reality. It's quite strange. If you pull back and take a minute, like what the way we use units of measurement, or how do you describe something, or what is something, or why is that called a chair? You say a chair and you have a picture of a chair, and we understand, well, it has a utility, which is to support you, to sit on. But I mean, so the utility of time, well, it makes it easier for me to say, I'm going to meet you on Tuesday at 2 p.m. So I understand what we need. But actually, is it really, what is it? Like, so, I can't go to the past, but we know, you remember we met. It's so funny though, isn't it, when you think about it? Like the past, like what reality is. So right now in this moment, this present moment, well, how thin is the present moment? How, like, it's, we keep on the past, like how fast is time moving? And then the future, like what is it? Surely it's just all now. It's all now.
Yeah, it's no.
Yeah, but I mean, but there's no. But present doesn't exist either. But I mean, sorry, present doesn't. Past doesn't exist, and future, so it's just now.
Would you say past is regret, the future is fear?
Okay, but so I'm saying is it's only now. We're here now.
Yeah.
But now.
But now, in a way, now is built by your past, and you don't need to bring all your past. You can choose what to bring.
Yeah.
And that can create you and make you feel certain way.
Well, yeah, but I'm just talking about how we just understand what is reality, and like, is it as great as we think? Does it help us as much as we think it does? I mean, if it's just a matter of having this way of understanding what reality is, just to make appointments and write history. No, I mean I'm being facetious, but it's just interesting. Like, well, I just like this idea of present moment, and how thin the line of the present moment is, and so what I just said there is in the past. That's in the past. That's in the past.
Yeah, but
that's
it's a very short past.
I know, but I mean, it's in the past. You know what I mean? Like it's quite strange. But you see, but how can it be? I mean, I'm here, so it's maybe it's not the past.
It's still lingering. Here. So how far is the past? That's this moment.
What?
I still feel it.
Yes.
We exchanged.
That's what so it's
matter.
Present.
We actually exchanged the matter, but you smacking my hand.
Yeah.
But you know what? I also.
Why do women love to have their bums spanked?
I don't know.
Why do you look at that? Oh, actually, Daniel, tell me, your mother loves your mother. Your mother enjoys to be her arse to be spanked, son.
But you know what? I also question people talking. It's very fashionable talking about death of an ego and getting rid of ego. But if you didn't have an ego, you wouldn't exist. You need ego to exist.
Do you know who kind of you know the two Johnnies, Daniel?
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
I don't know. They're just kind of like the most. What's the word? I don't know. Like kind of middle range.
Yeah, middle of the road. But
podcast.
you know the way they've really kind of tuned into this kind of, the songs that they sing. It's so kind of. the crack, and we ate the sausages, and we had a cup of tea, and Mum looked at me in that funny way, and then we drove up the road, and we saw an old dog, and we said, how are you, dog? And then the dog looked at me in a weird way and went like this. You know that way, lads. We have all that in common. Come on, let's go to a tent and, just piss during our sleep.
So they please everyone and don't piss off anyone. They're like Michael McIntyre in a comedy. Maybe.
Yeah.
They just.
But I see some of their songs and they're just like, Jesus. It's like an ad for fucking sausages or something. Hey, do you remember we ate sausages on a Tuesday in summertime, and my grandfather slipped and fell and went to the hospital and we took care of him. Do you remember that, lads? Or whatever. I
think they're not gonna have you on their program.
Oh, fuck them. I was on their podcast when they were just starting off, and then I invited them, but they've disappeared up their hole. But good luck, whatever. I don't care if they have or they haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they haven't. Maybe the two Johnnies have not disappeared up their hole. But they just do not want to have anything to do with someone like me, because I would fuck up their brand. Because their demographic. Hey, did you see that the two Johnnies, our heroes, were talking to David Savage? Oh, fuck it, I'm never going to eat sausages again. Or whatever. Because I'm a dark influence. Anyway. What's going on?
Have you watched that new series, Department Q?
Okay, can you look into the microphone?
Look or talk? Look.
So I'm going to New York anyway so we'll talk about Department Q. I can't get into it.
All right. Maybe you have to watch two at the same time. Just don't watch one. I think it's brilliant. It's like, maybe because you watch Slow Horses.
Oh, yeah?
And it's very much like that. The same.
What's the guy's name in Slow Horses, Daniel?
Gary Oldman.
So good.
So good. But this is really good, really clever. Based on, what was his name? The Danish writer. But it's set in Edinburgh. And it's really well shot. Very noir thriller.
I must say, I was shooting a scene in a thing yesterday called the Othello Club.
Oh, yeah?
And I was working with two actors, can't remember their names.
Oh, I did a bit in that as well.
Did you?
Yeah, but on a different day.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was...
Oh, what did you do?
You didn't tell me.
Well, I didn't know that was the name of the...
Oh, in other words, because so Daniel works with an agency. What is it? An extra agency?
Celtic Casting. Yeah.
Celtic Casting. So they'll just say, but in a way, extras. When you show up, you're told what to do at that time.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need to know what the project is or what. Anyway,
they keep it secret as well.
They keep it secret a lot of times. So anyway, you didn't know. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. We were like, the scene was it was like a energy drinks promotion, or like that had alcohol in it, and there was a whole scene surrounding that, like a whole event kind of thing. So that's what we were doing, like dancing and.
Oh right.
Yeah, all that.
Can you talk into the microphone a bit? Sorry.
Yeah.
What is the obsession about? Like, as if we don't talk into microphone, it just picks up our voices really well.
But what were you doing?
Well, oh yes, because I haven't shot something in so long.
Maybe I have to cut that out because maybe they don't want.
Oh no, it's okay.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know.
I would say, if I was, you're not going to ruin any surprise. I mean, I don't even know. To be quite honest, I don't even know what the hell you were. All I heard was you were doing something. You were dancing around something about a drinks promotion or something.
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
So I mean, no, but anyway, so I shot my scene, Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
So I shot my scene, and then I went to the director. Okay, thanks a million. Is that it? He says, no, we have to shoot it from this angle and that, because I forgot, because they shoot it from a wide shot, and then they shoot it from at those actors, and then they shoot it for me. So that we had to do three different
angles.
And I was like, oh fuck yeah, sorry.
And oh yeah, did you make up a song? So you have to remember.
Yeah, I was supposed to say a few words and then sing a song from Coldplay, but they, it cost a lot of money to use that song for copyright reasons. So I just made up a song. For I made up a song because it was supposed to be a surprise anniversary for this couple. So I'm singing about this girl, and I made up a silly song. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's a tiny scene, and it was kind of nice though. In, out, see it. But they were all very good. Oh yeah, what I was saying to Daniel was that the crew moved very quickly, Daniel, and the gear that they have. When they start putting stuff on tracks, and they just move so quickly, and the gear, it's just fucking perfect shit.
Everything clicks.
Yeah, it's like a well-oiled fucking army or a machine or whatever. They change location, they set it up. The AD, I don't know who the guy was on that thing, but he was just great. He was just saying, "Come on, for fuck's sake, fucking." But fair enough, it doesn't. Everybody curses, So that was his thing, but he was very efficient, and so it's nice, And everybody's like, "Yeah, oh, hi, you're going there. What would you like to eat? What would you like?" Boom, 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 boom. People being driven, do. It's.
But did you notice that more and more crew are women, like gaffers? Like you haven't, like 10 years ago, you wouldn't see gaffers. Women.
No, I did. So loads of gaffers in the Savage Eye.
Yeah, but like women.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
Gaffers, the one who carrying cables.
Yeah. I remember loads of them.
Oh yeah. Okay. I just thought it was like a new trend. Like
in fact, I made it mandatory for there to be female.
Okay.
No, God, we talk about the past like feminism has been around like for at least 2 weeks. 2,000 years or whatever. But anyway, that was nice to be involved in that, Daniel.
Yeah.
Only for a short time, but I think it was nice just to not just to go in and just boom and leave. Yeah. But I guess they're going to be shooting that for over another month or something. But
what is it called again?
The Othello Club.
Oh yeah.
And I think
it's film. Or
I think it's a
series?
TV series, and I think it's a romantic comedy. But yeah, it would be nice having a part in a big. Well, I don't know how big that is, but just in terms of making some money. I'd like to make some money, Daniel.
Yes.
We'll have to figure out a way for people to subscribe to this, but I don't know about having people to subscribe. I'm not sure.
Well, you have to give them something,
Oh,
they
yeah.
subscribe. Like we barely doing one.
Can you do a
episode.
striptease or something?
Why don't you ask your young friend next door? Saif. She would definitely do striptease.
Jesus Christ, Hannah.
No? I saw this movie, Echo Valley. That is really good.
Echo Valley.
Echo Valley.
ECHO?
Yeah. Echo Valley. Have you seen it?
No.
With Julianne Moore. She's incredible actress, actually.
Yes.
Because she's the mother of a daughter who's got an addiction problem. So the daughter comes over, all covered in blood and ask for help. But it is that she's obviously deceiving the mother, asking her for help. But she's got addiction problem. So. And you see on Julianne Moore the pain of the mother seeing her daughter wasting away, and she cannot do anything to stop it or to change it. So she can only be around her and try not to.
How would the two Johnnies sing about that? Oh, the pain on the mother's face, watching the daughter fade away. Come on, hey, addiction on the road to County Cavan. I really kill the buzzing, kill an organ. On a Friday morning, if your daughter is slowly fading away, it makes the mother's painful face go and shame.
Yeah, that makes it digestible for everyone.
The two Johnnies dealing with horrific social issues. Oh, my best friend died of alcoholism on a Tuesday morning at 5 o'clock. Okay.
I just saw Bernie Sanders explaining why the world today in such a dire state, and it's because it's all this big corporations. So, that relationship between the business owner and the worker is gone forever. So the big, the big businesses, they not run from, let's say, Ireland. They run somewhere else. There's one business owns another business and another business. So there's the personal relationship is completely gone.
Yeah.
So there's no direct responsibility.
Well, I mean, a classic example of that would be the algorithms of Instagram. Like, in other words, the algorithms seem to favor something that keeps all eyes and attention within the ecosystem of Instagram. If you, for instance, I was going to say, if you start promoting shows, you get less views, it seems. But, there's ways of getting around that. You can come up with sort of creative ways to sort of circumvent the algorithms. But definitely, certain corporations are so big and so huge that, they have to put computer systems in place to keep the thing operating, like Facebook or so like Amazon. You create this enormous, this worldwide company essentially.
And there's
it's quite incredible when you think about it. Like, we are sitting in Amazon right now. It's open all the time, forever, and everything is available. But it's all here. It's just all there. You know what I mean? It's all passing around, and all we have to do is, rather than go down to the Spar shop, I'll have a Mars bar. The Mars bar is just flowing through our head in terms of digital, and you just go Mars bar, and then it gets delivered to the door. Do you see the size of the Amazon warehouse?
Yeah, and apparently they start delivering the same day delivery.
Yeah, so, but I'm saying what a genius, imaginative, creative thing to do to create sorry. We are in Amazon. I mean, we're in lots of other things. Whatever the web can provide, we're living in that. Because it's just in the ether or whatever. But we're in digital Amazon right now. We're here, and it's with us all the time. And as I speak, so I'll say something like, I love fucking microphones. I say it a few times, and the algorithm of Amazon picks that up. Then when you open your thing, it suggests microphones. So it's like having the Spar shopkeeper sitting there
and making notes.
Yeah. So the
and
Spar,
it's instant.
The Spar. So
he doesn't need to remember.
So Paddy, who works down the Spar, be like him sitting here, invisible, taking out. And then when I go down to Spar, would you like?
I think he comes to you.
Would you like a banana? Would you like a banana? No. How do you know I'd like a banana? Sure, I heard you talking about it to Hannah. How the fuck did you hear it? Oh, sure, I'm there. I'm listening. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're listening to us. But also, all these big companies, they owned by few, like, BlackRock, Vanguard, So there's big, massive, what you call them, shareholders.
It's funny, that woman a woman or man who won 250 million euro, like, to Elon Musk, that's just like. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not, what is he worth? 200 and something billion?
Yeah, I don't know. How much is he worth? But I'm sure there are, sheikh in Saudi Arabia that they got more money.
But they just don't declare it.
They just don't need to tell anyone. But Elon Musk is definitely one of the richest person. I think that's enough. I mean, if people want to have it longer, they have to pay some money. They can use PayPal. Daniel, make sure that a PayPal link is in the description box. Yeah? Daniel, that's your job, yes?
What about your job?
Yeah.
What's your job?
My job is just to appear.
Oh, right.
That's very demanding.
Like the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah. But the Tooth Fairy is not real. Daniel, do you know that?
Yeah. So maybe you're not real either.
It's just a product of imagination. David, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at the price of my crypto coins, Ethereum, and at one point it was worth. I had two coins, it was worth €5,000, and now it's worth €4,200.
Why didn't we buy Bitcoin when it just started out? Like,
I know, Daniel. It's sickening. You could have bought 100 Bitcoin for like €10.
Yeah.
But then the idea, like, keeping it safe and all that kind of stuff. Anyway. Okay, folks. Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you, Daniel. What am I going to do about next week's episode?
I'm not sure. Do you want to record it in New York on your phone?
I'll have to do it like that.
And just clips what you're doing.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And about Comedy Cellar.
Yeah. What about Comedy Cellar?
Oh, who is performing? Maybe they let you in for 5 minutes. Oh, a minute.
Well, I'll be able to go in with Paul Chowdhury.
But, so you've got Paul Chowdhury recommend you, and maybe there'll be someone else. No? Would you like to?
Okay. Sorry, folks.
Oh, you're just boring.
No, it's just because it gets hot in this room and the air disappears and I start yawning. Thank you very much, Daniel, Hannah, and I'll do a podcast from New York next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and we would like you to subscribe and comment and pay.
Oh yeah,
money.
subscribe. Yeah, subscribe.
There's a PayPal link.
Oh, for God's sake! No, we don't. We're not doing it properly anyway.
Okay.
Okay, we have to figure it out eventually. Okay, thank you.
Bye.